CDL test prep tanks. Okay, when your cargo tank has baffles, what handling effect do you expect? There will be less front-to-back surge than there is in tanks without baffles. If you are driving a tanker and need to steer quickly to avoid a hazard, you should not apply the brakes while turning. Which of these is the best way to take a curve? Slow to the safe speed before entering, then accelerate slightly through the curve. Hauling liquids in tankers require special care for two reasons. One reason is the blank center of gravity. High. Empty tank vehicles require greater stopping distance than full ones. An emergency forces you to stop your tanker quickly or crash. You should use controlled or stab braking. Side-to-side surge can cause rollover. You should be extremely cautious when driving smooth-bore tanks, especially when you starting or stopping. On tank trailers, if you drive or trailer wheels begin to skid, your vehicle may jackknife. You are driving on a clear night, you must dim your headlights from high to low. You should adjust your speed so that you can stop within and the distance you can see ahead. You should know the outage needed for the liquids you carry, because some liquids expand more than others when they get warm. When should the driver of the tanker that has lost its brakes use a truck escape ramp? Always. If an oncoming vehicle drifts into your lane, you should move to your right. Which of these statements about stopping distance and speed is true? Wet roads can double stopping distance, but at any speed. A traffic emergency requires you to escape to the shoulder or roadside. If possible, slow down to blank mph before using your brakes. 20. When you load the small tanks or a cargo tank equipped with bulkheads, you should check your weight distribution. Baffles in liquid cargo tanks do not usually prevent blank surge. Side to side. What does liquid surge do to the handling of a tanker? It can move the truck in the direction the liquid waves move. The best way to take a curve is to slow down to a safe speed before entering the curve, then blank as you go through it. Accelerate slightly. You are driving on a clear night with your low beam lights on. If your headlight lets you see about 250 feet ahead of you, you should adjust your speed so that you can stop within about blank feet. 250. Which of these statements about emergency steering is true? If an oncoming driver drifts into your lane, a move to your right may be the best. Hauling liquids in tank vehicles require special care for two reasons. One reason is liquid movement. How would you expect a truck with a baffled cargo tank to handle on the road? There will be less forward and backward liquid surge than there is in tanks without baffles. Except when you are loading or unloading cargo, the tank liquid discharge valve should always be closed. Which of these statements about tank vehicles is true? The posted speed for a curve may be too fast for a tank vehicle. When transporting a tanker, you should inspect the cargo within the first blank miles of the trip. 50. Before loading or unloading the tanker, the first thing you should do is inspect the vehicle. When inspecting the pipe connections and hoses for leaks, pay special attention to joints. Portable tanks are bulk containers which are not permanently attached to the truck. Vehicle skids are often caused by driving too fast. If you steer a tank vehicle too quickly while braking, you may cause vehicle to roll over. Which of these statements about emergency steering and tankers is true? When making click steering movements, do not apply the brakes. Baffled liquid tanks have bulkheads with holes in them that let liquid flow through them. Tanks transporting food products are required to be unbaffled because of the difficulty in cleaning the inside of the tank. Forward-to-back surge on a slippery surface can shove a stop truck into an intersection. What does liquid surge do to the handling of a tanker? It can move the truck into the direction the liquid waves move. A full tank of dense liquids, such as some acids, may often exceed legal weight limits. CDL test prep double triples. With the hand valve on, you should test the trailer brakes by opening the service line valve at the rear of the trailer. When you do this, you should hear, "All right, I'm not doing this." You should air escape from the open valve. You are driving with double trailers and must use your brakes to avoid a crash. For emergency braking, you should use controlled or stab braking. Which of these statements about the emergency steering is true? If you have traffic on both sides of your vehicle and something is blocking your lane, they move to the right is the best choice. The converter dolly air tank drain valve on coupled double triple trailers should be closed. To check if the converter dolly is securely coupled to the rear trailer, you should pull gently against the pin of the second trailer. You are visually checking the coupling of a converter dolly to the rear trailer. How much space should be between the upper and lower fifth wheel?
None.
You are doing a walk-around inspection of a double or triple trailer rig. You should be sure the converter dolly air tank drain valves are blank and the pintle hook is blank. Closed, latched. During normal operation, the brakes of the double-triple trailer are controlled by foot pedal. Which of these will result in the best control on curves? Slow to the safe speed before entering, then accelerate slightly through the curb. The best way to stop any skid is to restore traction to the tire. You are driving a set of double S and a set of trailer wheels goes into a skid. Which of these is more likely to occur? You will have a trailer jackknife. You are driving on a slippery road during the day. What does the driver's manual say about how much space you should keep ahead of your truck? Allow much more space than is needed for ideal driving conditions. Which of these is not a good thing to do when driving on slippery roads? Use the rear engine brake or speed retarder. When testing the coupling of the double trailer, the landing gears of the rear trailer should be slightly raised. If you must drive through deep or flowing water, you should not drive through quickly. When you turn with the tractor triple trailer combination, the wheels that off track or cheat the most are the wheels of the last trailer. How can you be sure you supplied air to a second trailer? Go to the rear of the second trailer and open the emergency line shut off. Before you can supply air to the air tanks of a second trailer, you need to open the shut-up valves at the rear of the first trailer and close the shut-off valves at the rear of the second trailer. The trailer air supply should pop out when the air pressure falls into the pressure range of 20 to 45 psi. What is likely to happen if the pintle hook is unlocked with the dolly still under the second trailer? Well, the dolly tow bar may fly up. You should check trailer height before connecting a converted dolly to a second or third trailer. The trailer height is right when the trailer will be raised slightly when the converter dolly is backed under it. The best way to keep brakes from getting too hot while going down long grades is to go slow and use only light steady pressure on the brakes. You are driving a 100-foot truck with double trailers at 30 mph. The road is dry, the visibility is good. You should keep at least 10 seconds of space ahead of you. When driving a truck with more than one trailer, which trailer should be first behind the truck? The heaviest. You are driving at night and you must dim your headlights for traffic. Good speed management says you should slow down. Empty trucks may have poor traction due to bouncing and wheel lockup. Which of these statements about the handling of double S and triples is true? A sudden movement with the steering wheel can result in a tipped-over rear trailer. If you want to couple a second trailer to your combination vehicle, secure it by using both the wheelchair and the trailer spring brakes. You are driving a 100-foot truck with double trailers at 50 mph. The road is dry and visibility is good. You should keep at least blank seconds of space ahead of you. 11. Which of these statements about quick steering movements and double triples is true? Double triples turn over from quick steering moves more easily than many vehicles. Converter dollies often do not have spring brakes. You want to hook your combination to a second trailer that has no spring brakes. To do this without wheel chocks, you should supply air to the trailer air system with a tractor and then disconnect the emergency line. Which of these statements about managing space to the sides is true? You should avoid traveling next to others when possible. Some large trucks have curved mirrors. These make things seem smaller and further away than they really are. Crack the whip effect occurs when you make a quick lane change.